Good morning, my name is Emily Urbina and I've been the consultant working with you for the last few months. I've had the privilege of working with Student Congress, which is a student-led organization on the campus of Southwestern Assemblies of God University. Their motto is to make a difference for you, with you, and they do that through various organizations and various events that they host for the whole campus. So through this process, I have observed Student Congress meetings, executive committee meetings, and Board of Representative meetings. And I did this to see the visual difference between members who seemed committed versus those who really just looked like they didn't care. I also interviewed key leaders to find what they felt the biggest hurt in Student Congress was. They felt it was the motivation and performance of their members, that the majority of them were committed and they actually cared about their organization, but there was this percentage who really just didn't care, and their attitude seemed to overshadow the rest of the organization. I also surveyed the entire Student Congress to really get key data and points that I could use in my consulting and in my recommendation. And I attended 3 Student Congress events to see how members really executed, those who were committed from the start to the end to those who really just showed up just to show up. And through this, I found correlations, especially in the survey. One question that stood out to me was whether they felt they made a difference in Student Congress or not. There was a correlation between those who felt they made a difference in STUCO were more highly motivated to show up and to be committed and to excel their performance, while those who felt they didn't make a difference in Student Congress really didn't care if they showed up because it wouldn't make a difference. And so with all this data and everything, I came up with some key steps that I really think would bring Student Congress to the next level. And so I created an infographic that I'm just going to go through today and really just talk about the key points. So motivate your team and excel performance. So my first takeaway was to give ownership. When members were given a task from the very beginning and they were given the responsibility to make all the decisions from start to end, had to use their own creativity, they were really invested in that task. They cared if it was successful or not because it was theirs. So make sure you're giving ownership, delegate with trust. It's going to make all the difference because members really can feel when you trust them with an assignment versus when you have hesitations. So give them ownership. Then utilize your members. Everyone has a different strength and a different talent, and that's what's going to make all the difference. Someone who's really into art is going to want to make the posters versus someone who isn't very artistic but they're really good at hanging things up. They're going to love decorating. Make sure you know your team so that you can know their strengths and really put them into use, because that's going to make a difference. Utilize people are satisfied people. Recognize. Everyone loves to be recognized for their hard work, and in Student Congress there's no difference, no exception. When your team does something well, tell them verbally right away, hey, I got a huge compliment about so-and-so. Let them know, encourage them. That's going to make the difference between a happy team and a team. Your team, show them how much they're valued, because once they understand how valued they are, they're going to want to put in so much more work. And lastly, have fun. There was a correlation between organizations who you could tell that their relationships and their friendships were more developed versus those who really had awkward moments. They weren't as excited to show up because they didn't really know those other people in their organization. It's more fun to go through hard work and to do hard tasks with people that you really are connected with. Have fun, get to know your team, stop from doing work and get to know them friendship-wise, because that's going to make a huge difference as you go throughout the year if you really know your team. And then this quote that I found that really stood out to me and that I feel really encompasses Student Congress. Motivation comes from working on things we care about and working with people we care about. You know, Student Congress, its goal is to be a place where people can feel like they belong, and they can make a difference for the campus, and they can make a difference for SAGU. And I think if Student Congress really grabs a hold of these concepts and puts them into practice, they can be raised to the next level. I think Student Congress has a very bright future. Thank you.